What's up, guys? So the title is not clickbait. We are giving away our sailboat, the one right behind us, to one of you guys for free.
Now there's a few things we want to specify. First, you have to be a subscriber in order to qualify, so make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Second, the name stays with the boat. Since we got the boat for free and you'll be getting the boat for free, we want Freebie to remain her name. Third, we want whoever gets the boat to be comfortable being on film because we'd love to video you receiving the boat.
Now the last thing you're gonna need to do, we're gonna talk about more at the end of the video, and we're also gonna talk more about why we're giving her up and what our future plans are, because we're not giving up on YouTube.
We figured if you're actually interested in getting Freebie, you'd probably like an updated tour of her first.
So what we're gonna do is another boat tour, but this time it's gonna be of our project boat as she currently sits. So let's go take a look. So we just climbed aboard.
We're in the cockpit, obviously, of our boat, and we wanted to point out a few of the things that we've done. So we added a solar arch to the back here. We've got 300 watts of solar. Since our boat is electric, it was important for us to have a lot of solar power coming in. We also redid the rigging, I think in like October of 2018, so it's fairly new. We have a nice large helm here with a new nav pod and angle guard from nav pod as well, and a fancy duct tape compass. We never got around to resealing that, but we did put a lot of work into upgrading some of these systems here.
We've got a Garmin chart plotter and radar and a autopilot that does not currently work.
That autopilot actually came with the boat, and we were thinking about replacing it or reusing it basically. We never really came to a decision, so we put it on the nav pod in case we wanted that there eventually. We also have our electric yacht motor control out here.
That's the throttle for the electric motor. The port locker. Most Endeavor 32s, it stops right here, and it's very, very shallow, but ours goes all the way down, so you've got a nice big locker in there. So we've got our isolation transformer and our inverter charger down here, and you know, we were gonna section this off more as storage over here, but for now it's just kind of wide open. So the starboard locker, we removed the diesel tank that used to be right there, and now it is our battery bank. So that's our battery box. This right here used to be the propane locker. Now we just kind of have lines in there. This aft locker is actually really big, but we've got a lot of stuff in there. This is typically where we kind of throw everything, but it goes here all the way back. You can fit a lot of stuff in there.
Moving forward, we have our traveler here, and below that our electric panel that we have outside. We have all of our lights and things that we would normally be in the cockpit to control out here, just to make things a little simpler.
Just forward of that, we've got the Dodger frame for the Dodger that we sewed, but Randy, how did we do on that Dodger?
Not the greatest sewing skills, so it's probably something you'd want to redo. We do have the rigid support struts that also would go with this so that it wouldn't fold down like this. It'd be up to you if you wanted to do that or not. We replaced the stanchions for the lifelines, and we did a Dyneema lifeline. You probably want to retension that periodically. Lots of halfway done projects, basically. And that's going to kind of continue through the tour, as you'll probably see. So we've got a whisker pole here on the side deck that you should probably mount to the mast. We never got around to doing that, but you could definitely find a spot to secure it on the mast. We replaced the port lights on our boat with bronze port lights, which is very different for an Endeavor 32. Most of those have plastic port lights.
There's 10 port lights in total, and they're all bronze.
Yes, and this one we've actually resized on both sides. Our third port light is slightly larger than typical. We enlarged that to fit the same size as the rear two or aft two, and then the forward two are the standard size. These ones we replaced with newfound metals. The larger ones actually came from a viewer who had antique port lights that they were able to give us that fit those holes. So that was awesome.
Most of the running rigging we've replaced ourselves, and I think Randy already mentioned we replaced the standing rigging as well.
So this is the main sail that came with our boat. So it's a furling main. It's fairly old, but we do have a brand new head sail that we got from Precision Sails that's forward, if you want to go take a look at that. So this is the new head sail from Precision Sails I was talking about. We also have a newer CDI furler as well. We've got a 35-pound Mantis anchor on a swivel. We have 200 feet of chain and a Samson post.
And that is high test chain as well, so it's higher strength than just normal chain.
We added a couple oversized cleats up here as well, and we often use the Mantis bridle system.
This dinghy, however, that's on our foredeck, taking up like all of our foredeck. We are actually going to keep this dinghy so it does not go with the free boat. Just wanted to make that clear.
Another little minor detail, since we redid all the plumbing inside, we also redid the waste out and the water inlet on the other side.
So you can see there's epoxy and fairing compound and stuff, and we just left it like that because we planned on repainting the decks again, basically doing another coat of kiwi grip, but we just never got around to it.
No, the deck is actually looking a lot better than it did in the old boatyard we were in, but we still think maybe another coat of kiwi grip would help the appearance of it, and we actually even debated going with gray just so it would be easier to keep clean.
I think that's pretty much it for the deck. Just really there's the teak that still kind of needs to get redone, but there's not very much teak. You know, you've just got the coamings and basically right here the companionway hatch boards. And then these winches could be replaced with self-tailers. The main sheet traveler probably needs to be replaced, and then the cockpit sole, something needs to be done with that, because that's just primer right there, because we recored the entire cockpit sole because it was all rotten. But it's been recored.
Yep. Well, let's go ahead and look inside. Head into the cabin now.
Yep. Okay, so we're in the boat now, but before we do any more of this tour, I did want to mention that there's a few things that are not going with the boat for free. Okay, we're taking a few things ourselves. So we already mentioned that the dinghy is coming with us, and a couple other things that can transfer to our next boat. The biggest of them being the battery bank. We are not giving away the battery bank. We can't do that. I mean, if you guys know anything about lithium batteries, that's definitely the most expensive part of this boat, and we want to take that and salvage those batteries because they're basically brand new. They've got 10-year warranties on them, and we're going to use those on our next boat. So you're going to get an electric boat without any batteries, so it's going to need a special person to really want to take on this project.
We are leaving the electric yacht motor, and you can choose whether you want to use that or not. It went right on the original motor mount, so if you hypothetically wanted to replace it with another diesel, you could.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a good option. You can either go with electric by getting another battery bank for this boat, or you can go diesel, and if you were going to do that, you could sell the electric yacht motor. You could probably get between $2,000 and $3,000 for it, I would say, and then you could buy like a rebuilt diesel and repower with a diesel. So that's another good option as well. So the batteries are not coming with the boat. However, most everything else is, and I think the only other exception is going to be our life raft. That's going to come with us. So really, dinghy, batteries, life raft. Those are the three major things that are coming with us, and we're not giving away. So I hope you guys understand why we're doing that. So we are in the main salon, Randy. What can you tell us about our boat?
So it has a galley and two settees. One converts to a double berth. The other can be used as a single. We have replaced the counters with solid surface counters just because they're easy to keep clean. We did finish putting together the counter but never went back and polished it, so it needs a good polishing. We have a sink that we replaced and faucet. This is the cooler. We were eventually going to do like a nice butcher block lid for it. We never did. We took out the refrigeration components, but you could replace those if you wanted to. It was originally refrigerated. We opened up a pocket that was back there so you could have more storage. We never finished that area. We kind of discovered it and left it as an option for us.
Yeah, it's kind of, it was never open. Like, we didn't realize that was open back there, but we cut that little hole basically because there was already an outlet hole and then another hole or whatever, and then we just like completed the square, and now we have access to back there. So
we redid all of the electric on the boat, so the idea was that this would kind of be your navigation area eventually. We closed off the quarter berth that's typical in an Endeavour 32 to give us that area. All of our Victron electric components are on the other side of that.
we just have the batteries off right now, but everything does work.
Yes. We have a Dometic refrigerator that we hooked up over here. You do want to eventually, there's a way to anchor this in. We never did anchor it to this bulkhead, but you can anchor this in. We had been using a strap.
Yeah.
Worked.
We were just gonna do this whole area better. I think
Yeah.
eventually I think we were probably just gonna move it down or figure something out, but
we never really figured out what we wanted to do with this area. We were cooking on an induction cooktop in here, which you can have if you get the boat.
Yeah.
In our apartment.
And just use that 110 outlet because we have a 3,000 watt inverter charger which is coming with the boat, so you can basically, you know, if you have the right batteries, you can basically power whatever you wanted to. So we were fine cooking on induction.
Galley is basically unfinished like the rest of the boat.
Exactly.
You can decide what you'd like to do with it.
Everything is unfinished.
So Jordan repainted this area of the boat to kind of give it a more cohesive look. We were eventually going to be painting the rest of the liner and other areas of the boat just so it all matched.
So we did redo the cabin sole. We didn't finish it either, just like everything's unfinished, but we didn't trim it out like we wanted to. That is the life raft that is not coming with the boat. It's going with us. And yeah, so the cabin sole is waterproof vinyl as well as the bulkhead here. That is held up really well. This table is half finished like everything else, but it does actually function just like that. And we redid the teak here, but that was just right there. And we redid the headliner just in the salon. It does end right up here, but you can see we were adding insulation and we were gonna continue with that. And we redid this upholstery, but we didn't redo this upholstery.
And honestly, if I were you, I would redo this upholstery again.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, because it just, the vinyl doesn't really work that well on a boat.
And it's stained in a couple areas. We had adhesive fall on it.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Just like everything. Everything's a project. But we did put these in, and of course, we don't have the latches yet, but, you know, everything, all of these open up just like that. You can finish that off. These slide like that. And then you've got compartments down there. We have wetsuits in there. Okay. I didn't even know that was in there. And then same on the other side. So storage, 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 and then storage down here as well on both sides down here. So we added lots of storage.
Yes, we did. That's important when you're living aboard. We did discover that. So you've got a compression post, so it is a deck step mast.
Yep.
So we've got some area that you could put folded clothing here, hanging locker.
Drawers.
Your water inlet is on deck here, and it feeds through here into your water tank, which is under the V berth. We put in a standard, what would you call this, foam mattress?
Yeah, it's a memory foam mattress.
Your anchor locker is there. The piece of wood that closed that off broke, so you would have to redo that if you want to, or if you want to look at your chain, that's up to you.
Yeah.
We've got brand new newfound metal, well, not brand new, they were brand new, what, a year ago?
Yeah.
Newfound metal port lights here, and then the old brass port lights we showed you before. That's about it.
Yep. Hatch.
Guilty.
Everything needs work.
Yeah.
So we'll show you the head now. So going into the head, we have a year-old Dometic macerating toilet. So that's pretty nice. And we redid all the plumbing, including the seacocks. And that's pretty much it for what's nice in here. It's all pretty much still in kind of rough shape. So it needs a lot of work. We were gonna put in a Corian countertop here. This bulkhead is still kind of that raw marine plywood. We did do an epoxy coat on the areas that we thought might get wet. So if it looks like a different color like that right there, that's because it's been epoxy coated. And Yeah, we were gonna do a lot more work in here, but obviously we didn't have the time. So I'm gonna pull up the floorboard here, and you can see we have a tool chest down there, but you know, you've got some storage down in the bilge there, and then in here is our electric motor. So those are the temporary stairs that we never got around to actually replacing, and I've only half redone the replacement for it. So yeah, those temporary stairs were a lot more permanent than they meant to be. So this is our electric motor. This is coming with the boat. It is a electric yacht, quiet torque, 10 kilowatt motor, and this is not the reason why we're giving away the boat. We actually really liked this motor. We really liked the batteries, which the battery bank is back there as well. And yeah, I mean, in general, we were really happy with this setup. As you can see though, we had a lot of electrical that we still need to clean up, but I mean, in general, it works. It works pretty well. The engine compartment still needs a lot of work. You can see the batteries back there. Those are coming with us. And the electrical needs to be cleaned up some more. But you've got the brand new seacocks down there and over there. So yeah, again, it needs work. So what did you think of this boat, Randy?
She's definitely in really rough shape. We put a ton of time and effort into her, so she's obviously got sentimental value to us. But we do enough boat tours to know this boat isn't really worth much of anything.
Yeah, as far as like resale value goes, I mean, to us, we put a lot of time and money into her, but you know, we're just never gonna get that back if we try to sell her. So we figured, why not pay it forward? We got her for free. She can keep the name, and we could, you know, give her to one of you guys. So I think now it's probably time to talk about how you guys can go about doing that, the fourth requirement.
So we want you guys to send us an email, preferably with a video explaining why you want Freebie and what you would plan on doing with her. We'd love to see someone who has some experience and would be capable of fixing her up and actually bringing her back to her glory, because we were not able to accomplish that.
So in the email you can send us a video as well, but if you do so, just keep it really short, because I mean, I don't know how many people are going to actually want this boat, but if we do get a good amount of people that are trying to contact us, I don't want to be watching hours of film. So just keep it short, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to pick like the top 5, and we're going to reach out to you guys and, you know, talk to you guys and be like, are you sure this is really what you want to do?
Basically trying to talk you out of it,
Yeah.
tell you everything that's wrong with her and what you need to do. But we just want someone who is really comfortable with getting this boat and thinks that they can get it in shape.
So we're going to be choosing the person or persons who we think has the best plan for Freebie, because we don't want someone just taking her and living aboard and not going anywhere, not doing anything to her. We want someone that's going to continue the refit, that has a way to do so, has the means to do so. I mean, I'm thinking that probably the best person would be someone that can truck it to a piece of property that they own and truck Freebie there and work on her on their own time. Or maybe somebody that doesn't mind leaving Freebie in Marathon while they repower her and refit her here in the boatyard here. But, you know, we're open to a lot of possibilities. So the email address you're going to send the email to is going to be right here. It's jordan@learningthelines.com, and yeah, we will let you know.
So now that we've done the boat tour and you know how you would go about entering to get Freebie, we thought it would be good to update you on our plans and kind of why we're doing this.
So I think if you guys are familiar with us and you're familiar with this channel, you guys wouldn't be surprised to hear that Freebie is definitely not our forever boat. However, we had wanted to do more cruising on her before we either sold her or gave her away. Things have changed. Both of us are working full time. We're making good money. We're doing boat tours. Those are doing well as well. And we just obviously don't have the time to work on her. I mean, you saw by the condition that she's in, she's not that clean, she's not that organized. Like, you know, looks just about the same as the last time we did a DIY tour on her, because we haven't done really anything to her other than move her, you know.
The point that Jordan's trying to make is that we're feeling our time is best spent working on our current jobs as well as the YouTube videos, more so than working on the boat, because we don't think that we can get her into the shape we want her to be in, and we know we want a bigger boat. So Why keep working on her and spending money storing her when we could just be saving our time and money for our next boat?
Yeah, so I mean, we want our next boat to be our forever boat, and we've done enough boat tours, and we're going to continue to do boat tours because you guys really do seem to like them. So we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But you know, we know what we want now.
Essentially, we're realizing that if we can keep working and saving money, we can save up for a down payment on a newer boat that we can finance, and it will be ready to go.
So we hope you guys will stick around with the boat tour content, and while we continue looking for our next boat.
As always, guys, we hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like and a comment down below if you did. Subscribe so you can follow along with our journey and potentially get freebie. And hit that notification bell if you want to know each and every time we upload a video.
See you guys.
Bye.
I've got it right and I got it wrong, but I learned my lesson hanging on. Come sit here with me by the fire and let it go for a little.